Today's all about some nice OZ wheels there, look. We'll talk to you about them later, but we're not interested in that for the moment. But what we are interested in, Mikey, is what we're doing here, mate.
Another transit with Meth.
Yeah.
A little bit different on this, wasn't it?
It is, yeah. So I'll just put you guys and girls in the picture first before Mikey explains what he's doing. So this one is returning customer. This is Andrew's down in Cornwall. We've already done the Steinbauer power module. We've already done the faux MJP cooler kit on it, intake, intercooler, and all that sort of stuff. And it's now come back for, like Mike says, the faux Meth install. A little bit different on this one. Mike will explain that in a second. There's other things we're going to be doing on this as well. We've got to do a full service on it, but we got something else which is really, really exciting on the braking side of things, which we will reveal soon. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the Meth kit and what's going to be different about this one, Mikey.
Yeah, so another van, another different layout inside. It's got the single seat, like the white one we did. But unfortunately on this one, he's got a amp and stuff under the seat
for the
sound,
that in a minute.
for the sound system. So we can't put the tank under there. So it's coming in the back. I'm going to put it sort of as close as we can into that corner and then sort of tuck it out of the way. And then the customer's going to have something made to protect it and go over it, so stuff that's in the back will damage it.
We sort of like suggested in it, maybe get a bit of ply.
Yeah, like a ply box made over it and then have it carpeted the same as
Yeah, that'll blend in nice, won't it?
You won't really see it and it's protected.
Yeah.
Or the customer's idea was to have like a stainless rail put around it of some description.
So you've been sleeping nearby, haven't they?
I learned that earlier.
Yeah. Same thing again as we've got 3 gallon race tank. That's US gallons, don't be confused. So so it's not as much volume in there as what it would be in UK gallons, isn't it?
No.
UK gallons, yeah.
Normal gallons, I think.
Yeah, whatever in it, yeah. So we've got, this is the display which we fit now, which Mike's fitted on James is from Jersey, and on Jay's the white one. So that's pretty much standard what we do now, all the loom that goes with it, low level sensor, boost pressure sensor, or switch, whatever you want to call it there. That's the nozzle holder for the Meth nozzle, which is also in there, look, in the little tub. All right, so that's, and then your boost bar, which picks up the boost. On this one, we already pre-do it. So on the charge pipe from the throttle, we always get Pro Alloy to weld the bosses in there ready and blank them off. For this reason, because he wasn't going to have Meth, and now he's changed his mind and he wants Meth. So if them bosses weren't there, blanked off, we would have to offer the pipe mic in it. Then I'd have to get Julian to then weld the bosses in and all this sort of nonsense. So always do it beforehand and blank them off for this reason. All right, so that's pretty ideal now, because all Mike's got to do is just
take the blanks out and fire them in.
That's it. Fail safe, which we always fit that. This is the check valve, non-return valve, same thing. We use that on this application, Mikey, didn't we? Not a solenoid. You don't need it to use. You can use a solenoid if you want, but this is far simpler. And then, because the solenoid you have to wire in, and we don't need to do that.
Something less to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Pipe, pump, most important, because it won't work like that. And that's about it, really, Mike, isn't it? Just the fittings there and unions and all that sort of stuff. We'll show you what Mike was talking about with regards to why we can't put it in the normal position, which is under the seat, because under the seat, yeah. So we've got so we've got, this is all to do with the stereo system, speakers and all that sort of stuff. So you got the like a amp here, then you got all this here, then you got all
this. Pop them off to get.
Oh yeah, Mike's took them off. So that's you got more like fuses and relays or whatever it is. Yeah, so like there, Mike, isn't it? Yeah, so all that sort of malarkey there, we'll call it, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, obviously everything's all off. Mike's took all the dash part, which you've got to do.
Yeah, you can do it without taking the dash out, but it's how good do you want to make it look after and hiding stuff away.
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to get in there, clip it up nicely, make sure it's all secure and it's all hidden away. I don't want it all dropping down when the customer's taking it.
And on the white one on Jay's, a bit more involved in it, because we allowed to fire another unit across for the pipe work, because he wanted the boost gauge over in that corner. So that was just like, this one's not having that, is it, Mike? So it's we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, it's a lot more. It wasn't difficult. It's just another pipe to get across and find a route for it so it isn't going to chafe on anything and isn't going to rub through and so on and so forth.
But you can see, look, what you got to take out to just the meth install. But this one's different, right? Because all this has got to come out, because the tank would normally go there, so your pipe work would be feeding from there to the front. Whereas like now, we can't put it there. You just explain why. In the back, and then it's more pipe work, more wiring, which is no big deal. It's just more time, like
just more time consuming. Yeah.
So if you wander around the front quickly, we'll just show you. You might be able to see it. So this has already got the Snybar power module, Mikey, and the the intake and all this sort of stuff. That's all there, yeah. And then I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see it. So I don't know if I can point to it. Well, it's down here. Look, so down here you can't really see it because it's too much away. Yeah, I can't really see it anyway. But down there is the charge pipe, and that's got the 2 blanks in it. So we'll look hex blanks, which we'll take off. That's about it for a minute. So what we'll do is we'll let Mikey crack on, and then we'll update you as we go.
Yeah, do a little catch up in a minute.
Yeah, I think so, isn't it? As you can see, Mike's just been busy in the back of the Transit. He's just configuring the position of the tank, and as you can see, all the pumps all fitted up. We're just on there, look, it's just all fitted up there, look, all nice and neatly done. All that there, Mikey, in it. Obviously, actually, once you make the hole for the low level, you've got to then clean out all the bits, because there's bits of plastic inside where you've.
It's a bit of a nightmare to clean the tank out.
Where you've drilled it in it.
Your hand would literally just go in the cap so you can get in there.
You got big hands, you've like Paul.
I haven't.
Who works here. Got no chance of you. You got those big Cumberland sausage fingers. You got no chance. You might get in there, but you never get it out. That's
you
right.
You won't get it in there.
No.
And then obviously we've got the bit of around the meth lining.
Yeah, like we said, didn't we? Because that's where it's got to go.
Yeah.
Plan B then, won't it?
Yeah.
Relocate that, which is done. Wander around. There's a lot of things going on here. Look, all the interior's out and all that sort of stuff on there, as you can see. And then this is all the wiring from the loom, which we showed you previously, which was all curled up. Mikey's with the old loom tape, look. So we do all that to make it look OE. That's that side, look. It's all got to be fed through. We'll show you the display in a minute, because that's Mike's already positioned at where it goes. It can only go in that position, Mikey, can it?
Yeah.
Really, you got there's a compromise, isn't it?
The problem is the wire's connected to the controller, and there's no way of disconnecting it, so you can like feed it through a little hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're quite limited on.
And we don't want to start drilling.
Even if you were to drill a panel to then it come out the controller and straight through the panel, you can't get the wire. You can't disconnect it from the controller. Yeah. So and obviously on the other end there's a fuse and stuff, so that won't fit through the little hole. Yeah. So you're quite limited.
We looked at this last time with Jace, didn't we? It's the only way it can go, really, isn't it? So that's that. And then we wander into the front where Mike's just fed the meth line through. As you can see, look, so that's coming through there. It's just reeled up at the moment because now that needs to be cut. It's got to go into the check valve, which will be around right here. All nice and neat, Mikey, won't it? And then we go to the fail safe, which will be there, and then it carries on its journey down to the charge pipe. One will be, obviously, the meth line is going to obviously go to the injector, and then it'll have a vac line.
Yeah, so I try and use as much of this as I can as a feed to the boost switch, because this is obviously hard. One, to a certain extent, you can't kink it when you're clipping it up, and it can't be squashed. Like obviously it's got to go through the bulkhead, through a rubber, so it's tight. And I'm always a little bit paranoid that if it's like a silicone hose, it's going to squash it. It's quite small.
And you cannot kink that, because that's
no. And obviously none of it works if it hasn't got any pressure.
That's right,
to the switch. So I put like a little bit on the end of the barb, silicone, and then onto this, and then I'll run this up. And then just before it goes into the boost switch, again another little bit of silicone just to push it on.
And I think we're going to be we'll use 4mm vac hose, which is a bit smaller, because then you want to be forcing that over the barb and the rest of it.
5mm barbs and then 4mm hose. So it's tight. It's a bit awkward to get on, but once it's on, it's on.
You don't want it coming off under pressure, do you? So that's
and I think the external with this is 6mm.
Yeah.
So again, it stays on there really well.
Yeah. I mean, again, like we did on Jay's, we'll show you the procedure when we go and do the. It's got a little test button on it on the gate on the display side of it, which allows you to bleed it through in it. So around here, look, I'll just show you the. We'll just show you the display. Look, so if we come in here, look. So Mike's there, look. Obviously here, look. Where he's been in, there's a like, fuse box side of it, and then he's had to feed it through the other side. That's why it's all got to be taken apart. And then on the display, it's there, look. All right. So when you're sat in the seat, you can actually see that it's there, look. Right. You can't. If you start moving it too far this way, then the display doesn't sit properly. But it's not like level. So all these little things you got to think about when you're doing this. But yeah. Bit of a spaghetti junction at the moment, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just sorting out, obviously, some of this. A couple of these wires have got to go under the bonnet, so your power and your two for your...
Low level?
Low pressure switch.
Low pressure, yeah.
And then the other two are low level in the back and pump power.
Because this one, obviously, because it's like a mechanical check valve, non-return valve, we're not using the solenoid, you don't need to.
No.
It's just extra work. And we know, then you've got to find a position to route the solenoid. We have to use the solenoid when we're doing it on a control. This is just a display. So when we fit the stage 2 Meth kit, this is stage 1. Stage 2 Meth kit has to have a controller. That's different. Then you have to run a solenoid because it's Meth dependent. So like on the RSs and the Fiestas, yes, different. So, but if we were trying it, we could fit a solenoid, but then you've got to reconfigure it. It's got to go somewhere else. And it's extra hassle, isn't it? So we know that is nice and neat, as you've seen on for those of you who've been following us with what Mike done on the other two, you can see it's nice and super neat.
And we just have an on-off switch anyway.
We just have an on-off switch, yeah, which we show you that later because that's. I've got to go and grab you one actually, anyway.
Yeah, I was just about to say, have we got
that, so we'll be putting that.
Goes in the cup holder.
Doesn't it? Under there?
So just underneath
because it's a panel that can be removed. So we always try and put it.
Yeah,
on something which can be replaced, Mike, isn't it?
It's awkward because that panel's like a funny shape on the back, but there's a certain spot in it that you can mount it and it works all right.
But we'll show you that when we do continue this progress vid. We'll show you the Meth switch then, all right, because it's going to be a black Meth switch on this one. So, yeah, until then, bye-bye.